Please stand as Mrs. Chapman's class leads us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please be seated.
Welcome to the March 31st Hornet Buzz. Please stay quiet during the whole buzz so that you don't miss the important information. This week, Emmy and Micah will be letting us know what all you want changed in Eureka. And Ryan will be showing the weekend's weather. But up now is Trevor covering the science fair.
February 17th, Mrs. Mickna's class had a science fair. It didn't take them long to find their science experiments. And it was fun doing the fair. Some of the experiments are instant ice, fuzz inflator, electromagnet, and Morse code machine, and many more. This was very fun. Great job, Mrs. Mickna's class.
Now here is Allison with the Fight for Life totals.
Fight for Life total reveal. The week before spring break, we celebrated Fight for Life week. Fight for Life raises money for St. Jude to help kids with cancer. Are you ready for Davenport's total? The total is $2,000.81. Since we raised so much money, and since we've had so much rain, Mrs. Minger made some delicious treats, and Mr. Garber, Mr. Shuda, and Mrs. Ryan are going to eat a chocolate-covered worm.
Thanks, Allison. Now Tanner will be presenting the second grade potato parade.
On Friday, March 17th, second grade had the Grand Potato Parade. They decorated potatoes and put them on display. Grandparents and parents went into the classrooms and got to see the potatoes. There were many different potatoes, such as the couch potato, the Cardinals fan potato, the Joker, and Abraham Lincoln. You did a great job decorating your potatoes.
Great job, Tanner. Last but not least, Addison will be covering the fourth grade play.
Drama Club play. On Thursday, March 16th, some of our fourth graders put on a play. The play was called Do Wop Would Hood. They had 3 different shows. Drama Club practiced for 3 months to put on a great show for our entertainment. Some of the characters were Summer Delagrange as Greg Cooper Schmid as the wolf. The 3 princes are Zach King, Sam Kruger, and Dylan Camp, and the Hoods. You all did a very great job.
This week we got a chance to interview the candidates for mayor, Scott Zimmer and Eric Lynn. Can you start by telling us about your family?
Certainly. I have one son. His name is Jackson. Jackson is 12 and in 7th grade at the middle school. He went to Davenport here just like you. And my wife's name is Lisa. She also went to Davenport just like you. She grew up here in town, and her parents, Jackson's grandparents, Larry and Lois, live here also.
I have one brother. His name is Nick. My dad's name is Todd, and my mom's name is Jennifer, although all of you at Davenport know her as Mrs. Lind.
Where did you go to school?
I actually moved here from Minnesota. I was born up in St. Paul and went to school there. Then I went to college at Loris College in Dubuque, Iowa, and Iowa State. And then after college, I moved down here.
My family moved here when I was in the 2nd grade, so I went to Davenport. Mrs. Ryan was my 4th grade teacher. Then I went to the middle school and I went to the high school here in Eureka. And then I went over to ICC for 2 years and got a degree from them. And now I'm finishing up my school online.
What is your current occupation?
Right now I'm working at Mangold Ford for Mike Mangold, and we sell cars and help people with financing and help fix them in the shop.
I currently work at St. Thomas School in Peoria. I'm their network administrator. That means I do all the computer work for them.
Have you held any other political positions?
Well, I've been a member of many different organizations where I've been treasurer and a leader and a board member, but this is my first time that I'll be working for the city.
In July of last year, I was appointed to the Eureka City Council. I'm an alderman of Ward 3, so that means that I sit on the council, go to meetings, and I serve the people in the area that I live.
How does the city plan to support youth programs for students in District 140?
Well, that's a good question. And since we have a son, that's very important to us as well. A couple things we'd want to look at is first, the city used to do a lot of sports programs, and now there's a group called the CEGCYRA that does that. So we'll want to make sure that everything's going good for them, see if they need any help or if we need to help them. Also, there's a lot of churches and Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts and other groups that do things for kids in town. I want to make sure that everybody knows about them. So we'll have information that everybody can find. And as people have more ideas, they just have to tell us about them so we can help support them.
The city appreciates the relationship we have with community stakeholders. Our schools are an incredible asset, and the city is very proud of the quality education and experience the children receive here due to the tireless efforts of our teachers and administrators in District 140. The city has worked with classes in the past at the high school to support student-led projects, such as the placement of the birdhouses at Eureka Lake Park. The city of Eureka believes in the importance of student safety, so we have contracted between the city and the district to provide with a school resource officer, Officer Allig. The city also works cooperatively alongside CEGCYRA to ensure that they have space at the park for different games. We're always open to continued enhancements and partnerships in the future for anybody who wants to have an event for our young people in Eureka.
One of our former Davenport students has led an initiative to build a dog park at the Eureka Lake. How might you see yourself supporting this effort as mayor?
Well, a lot of people love dogs, don't they? The city has already set aside some land that they can use for that dog park, and I know the people that are doing it, and they're very good kids. They went to Davenport here too. So we've set some land aside. Also, the city has agreed to help set some of it up, like with the water lines that need to go and such. And then once it's up, they'll have to maintain it by mowing it, make sure the fence looks good and everything. So the city is certainly supporting it. In addition to that, I'm in groups such as the Eureka Rotary Club that's helping raise money to help build it. So there are different ways that I'd like to help support that.
I think the dog park is great. The city is currently supporting this group by making land available for them to build on, as well as considering giving the group some money. It is refreshing to see involvement from students. This project has been a great illustration of what is possible when students engage with their local government.
What are your ideas to help alleviate traffic congestion in Eureka, especially in the mornings during schoolwork rush?
That's a really great question, because we live just a couple houses down the road here, so our son as well has to cross the street to get to the bus. And sometimes I just kind of follow him to stop the traffic so he can cross the street because it's very difficult. A tough thing is this road isn't owned by the city, it's owned by the state. I know the city would make it a lot easier to cross if they could. But what we need to do is work with the state to come up with more ideas to try to stop the traffic so it's safer for the kids to get across.
Congestion certainly presents issues as the two main state routes run through town, and not only do they carry our residents, but they also carry commuters and truck traffic. The city has looked into the possibility of greater connectivity from the south end of the town to the western edge of town as a means for alleviating some of that bottleneck on 24 and 117. Unfortunately, these options do rely on the willingness of private landowners to sell their land, as well as a great deal of money. And these projects have proven to not be super feasible in the past, but we always are considering our options and our possibilities to ease traffic flow through town. One of the things that's been talked about in the past is creating an incentive for the students that ride the bus to continue riding the bus to help alleviate some of that traffic before school and after school. I'd be curious to hear from students and staff members on what their thought on this issue is.
What are your thoughts on public pool in Eureka?
Ooh, that's a tough question. A pool would be fun, wouldn't it? The tough thing with the pool is the pool would also be very expensive. My son loves to go to the different pools at East Peoria and Washington with my wife during the summer, and we'd love to have one. Difficult thing is right now there's a lot of other things in the city we need to take care of first, like streets and sidewalks and the sewer and water and just other things. But once we make sure that all those things are working good, maybe it's something that we can think about again.
A pool in Eureka has been something that's been talked about for a long time. Actually, back in 2009, it was placed on the ballot for the citizens of Eureka to vote on. At that time, the citizens of Eureka decided they didn't want a pool, so they voted no on it, and it was voted down. That doesn't mean that it's always no, though. If we have enough people come to us and tell us that they want us to look at getting a pool, we will certainly look at the options and the possibility of getting a pool in Eureka.
What made you decide to run for mayor?
Well, first off, I love Eureka. Who wouldn't love Eureka, right? And living here and raising a family here, you see certain things that you hope that you can make better and improve on. And I think that I've got the background and the skills to just help make things better.
I've been involved in the community for a long time. Eureka's been a great place to live, and it's been a great place to grow up. I have a passion for serving others and for making my community a better place. My time on the council has taught me so much about local government and how the city works, and I believe that I have the skills necessary to be the mayor of Eureka and serve you as your mayor. Eureka has so many great things, and I want to continue serving my community and making it a great place to live.
Do you approve of the barn project at Eureka Lake?
Well, the barn project is something that's certainly talked about by a lot of people right now because they already said that the barn people could use a part of the land as long as they did certain things. One thing that kind of frustrates me a little bit is, you know where the barn's going? It's going kind of up by the playground there where a lot of kids play and picnic and where the volleyball court is. And that's a little tough for me to think about. So if we're going to put the barn there, I want to make sure that we have a lot of questions answered, such as who's going to maintain it, how's it going to get paid for, how noisy is it going to be, how much traffic will there be, are there going to be people that maybe can have drinks there. Those things all concern me, so I want to make sure that if it happens, that it's done right, because that's a beautiful part of our town.
I support the idea of a community center in Eureka. The location has been the most controversial part about this whole topic. While the location at the lake would not have been my first choice for the barn, there is an agreement in place between the City of Eureka and the group that's building the barn, and the City of Eureka will have to uphold its end of the agreement as long as the people who are building the barn uphold their end of the agreement.
What is your favorite animal?
Well, my son loves cats and dogs, and he's got a cat that stays at Grandpa's house, so I'm going to have to say a cat.
I would have to say that dogs are my favorite animal. I have one dog at home. She's a Jack Russell Terrier, and her name is Bella.
What is your favorite color?
Well, we're Eureka Hornets, right? So you got to go for the Eureka Hornet green.
My favorite color is Eureka Green. Go Hornets!
Good luck in the election to both of you. What changes would you like to see in Eureka? Having a pool, recreational barn, more restaurants, or other? Having a pool, 48, more restaurants, 20, other 12, recreational barn, 5. Having a pool, win!
PTO Carnival. Davenport's Carnival is on April 7th. Doors open at 5 o'clock. There will be prizes. The grand prize is $500. Each class will have their own game. The theme is Rodeo Red. If the weather permits, you will be able to pet and brush a horse. There will be food and face painting. Doors close at 8 o'clock. Hope to see you all there.
Ms. Steffen's butterflies. Ms. Steffen's class made butterflies. They did this for a special project and to learn the life cycle of butterflies. They did it by coloring a butterfly, then writing the life cycle of it. Great job, Ms. Steffen's class.
What is Mrs. Lynn's favorite sport?
My favorite sport is
A, soccer. B, volleyball. C, baseball. Or D, softball.
this time of year, baseball. Eureka College baseball.
Baseball wins.
Did you know that on this day, 1685, Johann Bach was born? He was a conductor. Today is Eat a Clam Day. You may not want to celebrate this holiday, but you can at least look at a picture of a clam. National Crayon Day is today. If you were to be any color in the crayon box, what color would you be? Have a great week!
Welcome to today's weather forecast. Today, the high is 49 and the low is 34. 20% chance of rain. Saturday, the high is 56 and the low is 40. Partly cloudy. 10% chance of rain. Sunday, the high is 58 and the low is 49. 50% chance of showers. So, why does the earth move in circles around the sun? It doesn't want to be square.
Calendar. April 5th, News Team Field Trip. April 6th, 2:30 Fire Drill. April 7th, PTO Carnival, 5 to 8 p.m. Have a great week!
And that's all, folks.